On a stormy October night in rural Oregon, rain lashed down on the winding country roads. The Wilson family was driving slowly home after visiting relatives when the glare of their headlights cut through the sheets of rain and revealed something unexpected: two tiny shapes huddled on the roadside. Sarah Wilson immediately urged her husband to stop. She stepped out into the storm without even taking an umbrella and froze at the heartbreaking sight before her. Two young fawns, drenched and trembling, were curled into themselves, their wide eyes filled with confusion and fear. Their mother was nowhere to be seen. Had she been struck by a car, fled in panic, or been swept away by the storm? No one would ever know. Acting on instinct, the family wrapped the fragile creatures in blankets and brought them into the car. 9-year-old Lucy cradled one gently in her arms, whispering soothing words. Back at their modest farmhouse, the family dried the fawns, fed them warm milk, and laid them to rest near the crackling fireplace. The first night was filled with anxiety. The weaker fawn, whom Lucy later named Fern, barely moved, its breathing shallow. But by dawn, thanks to the family's constant care, both animals began to show faint signs of recovery. In the following weeks, the Wilsons reshaped their lives around their unexpected guests. They read books on deer care, sought advice from wildlife experts, and built a small shelter near the barn where the fawns could move freely and safely. The stronger fawn was called Willow, curious, adventurous, and quick to play. Fern, timid and cautious, rarely strayed far from her siblings' side. As autumn turned to Thanksgiving, the fawns had transformed. They leapt joyfully through the backyard, chasing fallen leaves as Lucy and her siblings laughed and joined in. The children fed them berries, played hide-and-seek beneath the old oak tree, and sometimes even napped beside them in the grass. Though nurtured by humans, Willow and Fern retained their wild instincts, alert, watchful, and always glancing toward the distant forest. By winter, the fawns had grown tall and graceful. They grew bolder, sometimes sneaking into the kitchen or allowing Lucy to drape a scarf over their necks to keep warm. The Wilsons understood, however, that their bond with the deer was only temporary. One day, Willow and Fern would return to the wild, yet they never rushed them, letting nature decide the moment. One misty morning in spring, Willow stood silently at the edge of the woods, ears twitching at the sounds of the awakening forest. Fern joined her, both motionless like statues in the pale dawn. But they did not leave, not yet. Perhaps the time had not come. Or perhaps, in some way, they had chosen to stay. For the Wilson family, that stormy October night had brought more than rain and thunder. It had delivered a gift, two fragile lives that filled their home with warmth, compassion, and unforgettable memories. Willow and Fern were not just fawns rescued from the roadside. They became symbols of love, resilience, and the unexpected blessings that arrive when least expected.